But Guillem, look, we don't want to be too harsh on Espanyol. We talked about the mentality.
Then.
We talked about the mentality, and Kike saying in public, and perhaps it was a risk, that it is a withdrawn mentality associated with losing. If that is the case, you've signed experienced players at Espanyol. Is that the way to change the mentality?
It is one way, certainly. It's been a very strange summer. All of a sudden we have money. Last time we had a lot of money. We almost went out to the second division. So you have to use the money well. And having 4 centre-backs who actually, they're all left-footed, and 2 of them on the bench and having to play a centre midfield at the back suggests that it has been a little bit unbalanced in the way we got new players. But yeah, you were talking about mentality. Of course, if you bring De Michelis, you bring Reyes, you bring Jurado, you bring winners in theory, but I just disagree with the concept that we are a losing side. It has been a very difficult few years. We didn't have money. We had to get players from the second division. We had to survive. For 10 years, we've been trying to sell the club. Before that, it was Pochettino. For 4 years, made a team of young players that wanted the ball, wanted the possession, wanted to be protagonists. There was nothing losing about that. So he certainly has winded me up. So I don't know if he's done it with the players, but today what he's trying to say is the day to show that that's not how we think. We're not a losing side.
Who are the main?
Yeah, okay.
Who are the main threats in this starting 11, guys? Pablo Piatti's in good form. Gerard Moreno potentially as well.
Yeah, I agree. And Leo Batista as well. I think obviously, in this type of games when you play against the big teams, Real Madrid, it's about how you get your chances. You won't get many chances, and you have to make them and count. And Espanyol is about that: strikers, the midfielders, getting in there and scoring goals.
If you're a team like Espanyol, you've been beaten well by Real Madrid in the past.
Again.
Does it play? How much does it play on your mind as a former player yourself?
I think it's about breaking it. It's about stopping it. It's about making new history and change those things. In my case, when I play, it was always about that. Whenever negative or was not good for in our history, just to change it. And I'm sure Espanyol is willing to change that. Guillem is already willing to change that. And the players as well.
So it's interesting here because, of course, Benzema. But let's see if it's that or 4-3-3, whatever it is. Benzema is the only from the front 3 that will actually be playing. Bale is injured, but I think it's the first time that I remember since Ronaldo arrived to Real Madrid that he's left behind in Madrid because he's got a little bit of temperature. So we are seeing a new era for Ronaldo. And Zidane, it had to be somebody like Zidane being able to say to Ronaldo, stay back home and still be friends.
OK. Right, let's go to the Espanyol Stadium, shall we? Say good evening to Terry Gibson and Rob Palmer.
Well, a new era at Espanyol. They have great belief. Have you been hearing from Guillem Balaguer before the game? But Real Madrid are on an amazing run at the moment. 15 wins in a row.
It's going to be interesting to see how Karim Benzema responds to actually having competition for his place now.
There was a mistake there from Ramos, and it was a dreadful mistake by Ramos. Free kick. Espanyol would like more than a yellow card, but it's a definite yellow card for his misdemeanor. Batista was onto it into a flash.
It's a casual touch from Sergio Ramos, realising that has made a mistake. Lunges into the challenge. I think he makes contact with the ball, but it's the type of challenge you would expect to be penalised with a free kick and a foul and a yellow card.
Casemiro to Carvajal. Very much a senior player these days at Real Madrid. Lucas Vázquez. Tripping inside, Vázquez. Ball right across the face of goal, and it was a whisker away from Asensio. 2 players who have spent time at loan at Espanyol as part of their footballing education.
And Lucas Vázquez, having been a teammate of Victor Sanchez, knows probably that he's not a left back. He easily beats him there, cut inside, drifts it towards the far post, and Asensio just inches away from applying a finishing touch. He's going to be able to continue for the rest of the game, though.
And there's with a corner for Real Madrid. Oh, and it's a free header for Ramos. They'd managed to split the whole of the Espanyol back four.
Absolutely incredible. 5 Espanyol players standing there, rooted to the spot. The ball finds its way into the space, and that's exactly what Sergio Ramos does, and he should score. For his standards, we've seen him do it on so many occasions. And he should be fine in the back of the net. Real Madrid should be ahead. And 2 good chances for Real Madrid. A near miss for Asensio at the far post. A miss there from Sergio Ramos. It's a good start from the away team.
Deep into the centre, a mistake from Pepe! Oh, and it's Casilla to the rescue. Thwarting Baptistao on a couple of occasions, has stolen 3 of the Real Madrid defenders.
He has to do better. Leo Baptistao, he just hits it. He has to be more precise there. He had the time, he has the ability. And Perez just heads it back into the danger area. A real mix-up between the Real Madrid defenders. And Pepe makes the eventual mistake. Baptistao should have scored. Occupying Piatti's position on the left. Gerard Moreno's dropped slightly deeper. Baptistao playing the role of the striker, the centre forward.
Shoots is the cry. Oh, that takes Ramos out. That was very painful. The referee very wisely stops play immediately. Everything was put into the shot.
I think Hernan Perez there is claiming that Ramos handballed it.
I think he did so with a smile on his face, didn't it? It was a touch of irony. Though he might have had a case, you know.
Do you know what? I really did think it was right in the head. I think it's caught him on the side of the...
I think it's a combination of both, isn't it? He did put his arm up to protect his face. And I don't doubt that his ear is singing.
That was a better angle, and it looked as if it hit his hand. Certainly be to their benefit to be ahead of the other 2.
Marcelo. Worth the shot. Tries to find Benzema, and he does! But Benzema was a step offside.
Well, just going to be critical of the defending as to how Benzema was unmarked and in a goal-scoring position. It was really wired into him by Marcelo with real pace. And he's offside. It's the correct decision by the assistant referee. Smashed in line by Espanyol. Maybe a little bit too deep for my liking, but at least the 3 of them were in a line. Benzema crossed that line. It was a smashing finish.
Diop. Javi Lopez. Perez is outside the ball. It's a brilliant ball in. Well, again, the defenders were split. Again, it was Baptistao who had the half chance.
It is a half chance, but again, he should be hitting the target at the very least. Just praise Marcelo for his cross into the box this time. Javi Lopez with a great cross. Got some curl on it, some whip on it, plenty of pace on it. Baptistao has to work harder to make sure that that is on target. And not just flashing past the post again.
Looks as mystified as us. Brilliant ball. Great take as well from Lucas Vazquez as he wrestled to the floor. Again, the referee looks at it studiously. Nothing wrong, he says, with Victor Sanchez's challenge. Here's Modric. Carvajal. Cruz. James Rodriguez. Well, good skill from the Colombian. James! Back in the team, back with a bang, back with a goal. A man who's desperately trying to win some brownie points with his manager.
It's been a scrappy game. This starts off as a scrappy passage of play, but it's finished off with real quality. High quality individual. This type of game, they've been desperate for a little break, for little moments of space to show his quality and to show his skill. And most importantly, get it onto that left foot of his. Madrid are stuck in there. Carvajal releases the ball into Toni Kroos. Espanyol got the numbers back. There's not too many around there. Throwing himself into challenges. He breaks 3 of those 2 challenges. Gets away from Pepe Diop. And unleashes it right into the bottom corner, right past Diego Lopez. It's a crucial goal and a really important stage of the game. Just seconds before half-time, and Real Madrid take the lead.
Well, He earns his first start of the season. James Rodriguez, he was reported to have a lot of suitors last summer. Nobody came up with the cash. He stayed at Real Madrid, and Zidane has given him a chance. He had a tough year last year. At one point, he went 12 hours without scoring a goal for Real Madrid. And an important one with 47 minutes gone this evening.
He's a quality player, I've no doubt about that. World-class footballer.
Well, here's the difference between the two teams at half-time. It's been spirited from Espanyol. And maybe this one goal sums up the first half. You've had to dig in, and ultimately it was a touch of quality which has decided the first half. It's been a very good, disciplined performance from this new-look Espanyol, and Real Madrid have had to work very, very hard. It's all going according to both of the game plans of the two managers, but Real Madrid at half-time are edging it by 1-0. Real seem to be content to allow Espanyol equal possession here. Is it going to backfire? And then Marcelo goes flying in, allows the cross to get in, but Pepe comes a strong cross and a very strong challenge from Pepe. Always a bonus if you leave the striker writhing on the floor.
Certainly needed more depth to that cross from Gerard Moreno after really good work initially to create a space for him to get the cross in. Didn't really give Baptiste any chance of scoring a goal there. Baptiste goes for the volley, Pepe goes for the clearance, and it does happen. Both players' feet were as high as each other. Baptiste takes a clap across the shin.
Modric. Benzema. Was it offside? No, he was onside. Great ball to the far post. Asensio to Benzema. Brilliant save. Excellent save from Diego Lopez.
But he couldn't have caught it any better. Benzema, just fantastic strike. Good control, good attacking play from Real Madrid. James and a glance across to see if he was offside. Play continues. Eventually gets the ball out wide to Vasquez. Good intelligent cross to the far post, knocked down from Asensio. What a great skill there from Benzema. One touch to flick up, then the volley. Catches it perfect. Great goalkeeping from Diego Lopez. Wonderful save. And they've rattled the back four of Real Madrid tonight. And you feel if they do play Baptiste, looks like he's going to drop deeper. Looks like Casado, it's their best chance.
There's Lucas Vasquez onto Isco. Back to Vasquez. Benzema waits, and well, they block it. They're having to dig deep, very much so here, Espanyol. They're getting stretched by the champions of Europe.
They will do. Isco and Vasquez on the counter-attack. It's something Espanyol have to do, commit more players into attack, get the ball forward quicker, and run the risk of being susceptible to those quick breaks from Real Madrid.
Cruz with the corner. Follows the line of the six. There's three players down there, having all collided. Away goes Casado. Stopped by Modric. Benzema. Going for the element of surprise, and it fairly skipped off the surface, making it difficult for Diego Lopez.
Espanyol. Sanchez Flores there arguing that he thought it was a foul. And build up to that eventual shot from Benzema.
Just needed the insurance of a touch from the man who did win one cap for Spain. It was the collision. Well, they have scored in every game so far this season. Alvaro puts in the cross. Pepe casually to Ramos. Coolly to Toni Kroos. Isco and Asensio joined together. This is Benzema. Carvajal. Lucas Vasquez. Two at the far post. Flying in is Benzema. Well, he's utilised his squad tonight, Zinedine Zidane, and those who've been on the fringes have done it for him. First it was James, now it's Benzema.
We just talked about gaps opening up at the back of the midfield for Espanyol as they try to close down that deficit. It is brilliant football from Real Madrid. All the elements of this goal were impressive. And when they move the ball up the field quickly, the timing of each pass, Danny Carvajal times this pass beautifully. The run from Vasquez is timed perfectly. It's an excellent ball towards the near post. And Benzema, that's how he's made his trade. Gets across the near post, gets across the defender. A nice firm finish to wrap it past Diego Lopez. There's nothing Espanyol could do about that. The speed, the pace, the quality of that move from Real Madrid. David Lopez couldn't stop Benzema, they couldn't stop Carvajal, and they couldn't stop Vasquez.
And there is the lapping assassin.
There's playing out of position, new signings that specialise in those positions, being on the bench.
There's Baptiste out. Can he launch a fight back for Espanyol? Caicedo, brilliantly stopped by Pepe. He doesn't give up the chase. Oh, and a tremendous save from Kiko Casilla.
I'm not sure Caicedo would appreciate the service given to him by Baptiste. It was languid, it was complacent, it was slow. It gave him a lot more work than he should have had to have done. Again, we talk about the right timing of the pass, the right weight on the pass. It's under hit. It should have been earlier. It should have been in front of Caicedo. But eventually, through determination, fashions a chance.
Well, a good reaction from the side of Quique Sanchez Flores.
But he can play midfield. We saw him occasionally play holding midfield for Real Sociedad. That looks exactly the position he's taken up.
Nice run. Couldn't hang on to it then. Carvajal dives in. Or was it really a foul? He clearly thinks not, and believes the Espanyol man is milking it. He's not going to talk himself out of trouble, is he?
No, and he's going back for more, Rob, which is silly. I actually agree with him initially. I didn't think it was a foul. Maybe proved wrong on the replay. He feels strongly enough about it. Cisco with the attempt, parried away by Diego Lopez. Victor Sanchez.
Ball was there to be won.
Yep, there was nothing there. The referee pointed to him as if he was gesticulating that it was a totting up procedure. Too many fouls from the Real Madrid fullback have led to him picking up the yellow card. It wasn't even a foul. A clean sheet, 3 points away from home. Big players missing. It's been a good night's work for Real Madrid.
Yeah, it's been a job well done by Zinedine Zidane's team. He mixed his players up tonight. He was without Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo, but they worked their way through it against what has been a new, improved Espanyol, but an Espanyol team that is yet to record a victory under Quique Sanchez Flores. In the end, it was a touch of class from James and an instinctive touch from Karim Benzema that was the difference between the two teams. Real Madrid sit above all at the top of La Liga. 4 games played, fight Espanyol 0, Real Madrid 2.